The tongue-piercing tradition of Bode's Bisket Jatra is steeped in a unique legend, making it a distinctive event in Newari culture. This historical festival not only highlights Bode, but also symbolizes sacrifice and dedication, reflecting a commitment to the protection of a nation and its people. Bode is an ancient settlement near the Nilbarai temple, where the deity Nilbarai plays a significant role in local festival and traditions. According to legend, the renowned Nilbarai Gananach of Bode is said to have been taught by Nilbarai himself, which has helped preserve this tradition over time. An intriguing tale tied to the tongue-piercing festival dates back to the era where there was a settlement called Sankakot near Nilbarai forest. The villagers live in a constant fear of wild animals during the day and were haunted by Nilbarai's spirit guardian in form of ghosts and ghouls at night. In terror, the people of Sankakot abandoned their settlement and relocated to what is now known as Bode. However, even after their move, they continued to be tormented by these supernatural beings. To resolve their plight, the troubled residents of Bode sought help from Pasupati Dev Patan and summoned the tantric Bhimdatta. After Bhimdatta established a powerful mantra city, Taran, the terrifying Kaks were trapped within it. Through tantric interrogation, it was revealed that these Kaks were the protectors positioned on the right side of Nilbarai temple. Enraged, the people of Bode began punishing the Kaks. They saved some of their hair, tore their clothes, and even pierced the tongue of others with needles. They also forced them to wear rings to prevent their escape. Overwhelmed by such torment, the Kaks begged for forgiveness, promising to fulfill any vow they had made. Eventually, the needle was removed from the Kak's tongue in front of Mahalakshmi temple, and the Kaks were released. One night, Bhimdatta had a dream in which the god Nilbarai appeared angry. In the dream, Nilbarai revealed that his anger stemmed from the punishment of his protectors. Realizing this, Bhimdatta decided to perform a special Chama Puja, a ritual of repentance to seek forgiveness. He vowed that from the day forward, on the eve of the tongue-piercing festival, he would establish a tradition of atonement through tantric rituals. According to this tradition, on the day before the festival, Bhimdatta himself would perform the Chama Puja while accompanied by the sound of instruments. In the local Newari language, this act of atonement and musical performance is called Pasta Taigu, where pasta means atonement and Taigu refers to playing. This ceremony is conducted by Pastaguti. During the event, the musician guru from the Bindua clan plays a three-fisted instruments, while people from Chansi, Don, and Bakhu clans plays the puanga. Since the festival is dedicated to Nilbarai, the instruments and songs of the Nilbarai Gananach, taught by Nilbarai himself, as well as the special dance performed once every 12 years, are all features in this program. Some believe that the instrument used during the Kya Tialigu Jatra, a special dance held every 12 years, is only played during this event. As a result, the tradition of playing it during the festival has been preserved to prevent it from being forgotten. In accordance with the promise made by the Kyak, the tradition of tongue piercing continued for 7 years. However, when the Kyak did not return after the 7-year period, Bhimdatta recognized the need to maintain the ceremony. He believed that conducting the tongue-piercing ritual would drive away ghosts, prevent famine, stop the spread of epidemics and disease, and avoid any misfortune. Driven by this belief, Bhimdatta encouraged the local people to carry on the practice of piercing their tongues. As part of the ceremony, there is a tradition where the person who pierces their tongue carries a lit Mahadeep, a large oil lamp, around the streets. This custom is based on the widespread belief that fire drives away ghosts. The flame out of Mahadeep is thought to dispel negative energies and spread its protective power to the people of the town. Since its establishment by Bhimdatta, the tongue-piercing festival has become a symbol of sacrifice and devotion. Its main purpose is to ensure the safety and prosperity of the country, maintaining peace, preventing the spread of disease and famine, and driving away evil spirits. Preparation for the festival begins 4 days in advance. Anyone wishing to undergo the tongue-piercing ceremony must pay 4 dams to the cultural chief, known as Nian. The payment of 4 dams symbolizes the individual's commitment and promise to go through with the ritual. On the first day of Bisket Jatra, a significant tradition involves erecting the lingo. Once the lingo is raised, the festival is officially declared to have started. This day is referred to as Gusi Chuvegodin, which translates to the day of burning firewood brought from the forest. On the same day, the Nai Pama and the Kurmi Naike travels to Nilbara forest to collect firewood. In the evening, a ritual puja is performed at the home of the person who is about to undergo the tongue piercing. The puja involves lighting a duni, sacred fire, and after it is completed, the individual is offered prasad, sacred offering, and anointed with ashes. It is believed that the application of these ashes ensures that no obstacles will interfere with the ceremony. Once the puja is concluded, the person who is undergoing the tongue piercing begins their fast. Religious customs dictate that they must observe strict fasting, and there are specific rules to follow, such as avoiding contact with dogs and women who have recently moved away. On the 2nd of Baisakh, the individual undergoing the tongue piercing ceremony visits the monastery in Bode to pray for strength, lighting an arc lamp as part of the ritual. Afterward, they proceed to the premises of the Pacho Ganesh temple to prepare for the tongue piercing. The piercing itself involves a 10-inch long iron needle that has been soaked in heated oil for a month. The needle is handed to the foreman by the artisan, who then carried out the procedure. Once the tongue is pierced, the individual holds a Mahadeep, a large oil lamp, and walks around the streets of Bode in a ceremonial procession. The procession culminates when the Ganesh chariot is brought to the Mahalakshmi temple. At this point, the needle is finally removed from the person's tongue, signifying the end of the ritual. This historic procession is intricately tied to the cultural identity of Bode, embodying sacrifice, devotion, and religious faith. Thank you.